Hey guys, it's me, Taylor. Sorry if I look like I've been cleaning and I haven't showered. Well, I kind of cleaned today, but not really. Like after my mom left for work, I cleaned a little bit, and so yeah, that's why I look like a mess. But also because I haven't showered, so ignore my messy hair. The background is the restroom today. Why? I don't know. I just feel like it's the best lighting, and as you can tell from the title, it's a story time, and this story time idea came up while I was washing the dishes just now. Well, not too long ago. And well, also because my boyfriend had asked me yesterday, he was like, what was the reason that you and your ex broke up? I was like, well, okay, I didn't really know what to tell him. And I'm going to tell you guys why, in a way, what made me say what I said to him in a way, but not really. I don't know how to explain it, guys. And honestly, guys, I don't want to hear no hate comments about, oh, that I'm a hoe, this and this and that. It wasn't really that. Like, you may think that I seemed that way, but honestly, guys, it wasn't really, it wasn't my intention to make it seem that way either. And I don't think neither of my boyfriend nor my ex know this. So it's kind of a good thing. And yeah, I don't know what's happening to my hair, but yeah. So that's that. And so, okay, so it all started back in October 25th of 2016. Well, like mid-September, early October-ish, I guess. I don't know. Well, I was going, because I don't go anymore. So I was going to this church. And one day, the youth group, we were going to go to a park near the church. And so, this one of my closest friends was dating this guy. And since she didn't have a phone, she was using my Kik on my phone account to text him when like on Sundays, because he wouldn't stay for the youth group. And for some reason, I don't know what they were talking about or anything, but all of a sudden, that Sunday that we went to the park, he was there, but she wasn't, because she had to run an errand with her mom and uncle or something like that. I don't remember exactly what she had to do. So she wasn't going to be there until like later on when we went to the park. And so I was just minding my own business like a loner, because I was a loner at the time. And like they were dividing us into different groups to go, like dividing us in different car sections. I don't know how to explain it, but we were going in different cars. So they put an amount of certain people in each car depending on how many seats they had open. And so, yeah, and so then I just turned around. I was like, oh, like the guy, well, my ex, kind of caught my attention. I was like, oh, he's kind of cute, kind of cute, blah blah blah. And then, like I didn't really have any feelings for him, like but like cute, like I don't know, go out like date them. Your feelings are not as strong, like oh my gosh, she's the love of my life type of way. So I didn't feel that way. But I was like, oh, he's cute, he seems chill, like maybe to talk to him, like, as friends and stuff. And so we all go to the park, like we were in different cars and everything, me and him. But we were we were at the park, and then she still wasn't there. And like I was with these two girls, and we were chilling and whatever and whatnot. And so then we eat, because it was kind of like a picnic, but not really type of way, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. So we ate, we played. I played with some of the youths. He wasn't playing in none of the games. But that's how I met most of the people from the youth group, like through the game. Like I started talking with them and stuff. And so that's how I became social with the youth group members that were there way before I was. Well, this was my second time returning, because the first time I joined the youth group, it was for a while back, like 3 years before this all happened. And so, you know, that's whatever. And so then that's how I was meeting some more people from the youth group. And like eventually I got bored or something. I don't remember exactly. And so at that time I had got, before we left and everything, um well, I had a Gatorade, not a Gatorade, Mountain Dew, because at that time I used to like I used to love Mountain Dew. And so I had Mountain Dew, and I think I had chips or something else. I don't remember what. And so I was minding my own business, and I was standing talking to these people, and but I wanted to watch everybody else. So I was standing like, I don't know, guys. So let's say this is the little circle, right? And so he was somewhere over here playing soccer with his people that he talked to. So I was like here, and everybody was facing this, like everybody was facing this direction, the people I was talking to, and everybody who was playing and stuff were in that direction as well. So I decided to stand over here, and I was like somewhere over here facing that way. So I decided to stand here and face that way. And so I was minding my own business, and we were talking and everything while I was drinking my Mountain Dew. And all of a sudden, some stupid person decides to kick the freaking soccer ball to aim my Mountain Dew, and it got over me, and I got pissed off. And his first response was, "Oh, it wasn't me." I was like, you know what? Fuck. I was like, F y'all, both of you, because he was playing with someone else. So I was like, you know what? In my brain, I was like, F both of y'all type of way. And so, and then that was that. And then he was like, "Oh, it wasn't me." Blah blah blah. I was like, okay, whatever. I don't care. Like I was pissed off, but I was like, I made it seem like I didn't care. And so then near the end, we were like, the pastor gathered all of us together by the table where they gave us the lunch and stuff. And so each group, like, okay, so in the youth group there's like each group, and each group has a name and a color. So the group I was in was Issachar, and our color was blue. And so then, Issachar, what happened? Something happened. Oh, so they told me to put the shirt on and everything, and so I put it on before we left and stuff like that, or something like that. I don't remember exactly, or I didn't put it on because I was like, it's kind of pointless, you know. I don't remember exactly what I did with the shirt, but by the end of the time, by the time we were about to leave and we were about to leave, I decided to take the shirt off, the blue shirt off, because I still had the shirt that I church with. So I took that one, the blue one, off, and I was like, I just put it on the thing because I didn't want to make my jeans dirty with the dirt. So I decided to, like, I was like, you know, it's easier just to put the shirt down, lay it down, and I could sit on the shirt. And he was like, he can't, like, she was already there. My best friend was there already at this time. And, you know, me or her, like, I kind of thought of it, but, like, I didn't really make it seem like a big deal that he was flirting. But she wasn't 100% sure about it. But she knew that he was friendly. And so, shoot. Okay, so then he was like, "Oh, damn, you're just gonna disrespect your team like that." I was like, "Oh, I mean, and I really doesn't matter. It's just a shirt, you know." And then he kicked the soccer ball. He was like, being fast. I was like, okay. So I caught the ball, you know, like I put my foot on top of the ball to stop it. And then he was like, "Oh, you got skills, blah blah." Like he was kind of like complimenting me in a way, type of way, but like I was kind of like flirting or being friendly. And then, okay, guys, before I get to like further in the story, keep in mind that I was suicidal at this time, okay? And like I wasn't really, and I was dating someone else, but I was already planning to break up with them. And I saw that person at the park that I was planning to break up with because he went to my school. And like we were texting and everything, and then like, you know, I saw him or whatever. And then eventually I started like distancing myself, and then eventually we broke up, you know. But that's whatever. That person's irrelevant. And so then in the story, he's irrelevant. So yeah. And so then what's it called? Okay, so yeah, he did that, and then Shoot, guys, I don't remember what I was saying. Okay, so then, after I caught the ball and whatever. So then, we were all, me, her, and him were talking. Well, the pastor was saying some other stuff that I really didn't care about at the time. And so then, shoot, guys. And so then, literally, guys, I freaking hate things, telling stories because I stutter so much. And so yeah, and so then that was that, and then he was like, I don't remember what he said, something, and then me and her, didn't really it didn't really bother us, whatever. So then we went back to the church. Right? Yeah, we went back to the church. And so then, time passes, whatever. And me and her were supposed to be no. I don't know what we were doing, but I was waiting for the people who gave me a ride there and back. Waiting for them to do whatever they were doing, finish doing what they were doing. And so then, me, him, and her, I think we were talking. I'm not sure if this was the same day or a different day. But then we were talking and everything, and then he was like, no, and then we were talking, and then I had to leave. I think it was a different day. Or I think it was, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, guys. So then I was like, I was walking around looking for her, my friend. And then I was like, hey, I saw him sitting down. I was like, hey, have you seen her? And he was like, I think she's in a meeting. I was like, oh, okay. And then he was like, oh, well, you could come sit next to me if you want, blah, blah, blah. So we were talking and everything. And then I'm gonna have to switch locations. And then yeah, so we were talking and everything. And then he had a water, this is a time where flipping the water bottle was popular. And so he was flipping it and he kept missing. I was like, oh, it's because I'm bad luck, blah, blah, blah. He's like, nah, you're a good luck charm. And I was like, what the heck? Why would he say that, So that kind of got me suspicious. I was like, what the heck type of way. And so then that same day, me, and then she eventually came, and then that same night we were we were all cool and everything and whatever. I was like, oh, I got a new friend now, whatever. And so then this boy decides to text me on K because of my username. He's like, oh, what's wrong, blah blah blah. It doesn't really matter, to me, I thought, I was thinking already, I was at home, I was like, it really doesn't matter to me what, it's not, why I feel the way I felt back then. And so, shoot. So yeah, that was that. And then I was like, it didn't really matter. So I told him, he was like, oh, I'm sorry, blah, blah. He was trying to be nice and sweet and everything. And me, my dumb self, I thought that they had broken up because she was using, on her kick name, she was using Harry, heck, she was putting different names each time. So I was like, oh, is she dating a new guy? Is, I was trying to figure it out. But I didn't want to ask her because then, I feel like she'd be like, oh, why are you asking type of way, But I was like, it's whatever. I don't care. If they broke up, they broke up, whatever. And I had no intention to date him in the first place. But then I don't remember what had happened. I don't remember exactly how it ended up going from Kik to Facebook. And then we were on a video call. He was like, oh, he was kind of flirting me. He was like, oh, do you want to be my girlfriend? This and this and that. I was like, I don't know, He was like, come on, babe. He was calling me babe. I was like, I wanted to strangle him and say shut the fuck up, type of way. But I kept that to myself because, I don't know. Maybe because I was antisocial in a way, but not really antisocial, but myself seemed I didn't give a fuck about anything type of way. And so I was like, you know what? Okay, like, it's not gonna hurt. Like, it's not gonna kill me. They're broken up. Why would she care? You know. And then, eventually, I don't know if it was a few weeks or something, or a month had passed by, and eventually she was using a message to text him. She was using my phone to text him, and he texted me saying, "Hey, oh, I'm over here at the field because the church that we go to has a soccer field, like with fake grass and everything, by the youth group room." So she was like, "Hey, why is he texting you? Why did he tell you that but not me? You know?" It's like, "Well, honestly, I don't know. You tell me." I was like, "I really don't know." So we went out to service and we talked about it, and then she got mad. But then, like, I don't know. I don't remember if she followed me or I followed her to where he was at. And then eventually, like, we were just sitting there by the door because he was playing soccer. And so eventually she left because I don't know if they called her to do something or she just went on her own. But I stayed there until I got picked up, and that's when he kind of stole our first kiss in a way you could say. But that was kind of, I don't care about that. But now, and like we dated for a while, but we were having problems, and that was because he was according to him, what he had recently told me a while back. Like, I don't remember how we got in contact, but like how our conversation started recently. But it did. And then he was like, "Oh, I fucked up because I got drunk and I was drinking my problem." Like, instead of like telling me his problems and stuff, he would be drinking, according to him. And he would post a lot of beers and stuff on his Snapchat at the time. So I was like, what the fuck? Like, he better not be doing that shit, because it's not that okay, obviously, yeah, I've never dated a guy who, like, did alcohol. But I think, I don't remember how, but it was, to me, it was common sense that, I don't know if it was like a backstory that I had, but to me, personally, I know it's common sense that if someone drinks, there's gonna be problems, obviously. And so that's why I tell every guy I've dated, I'm like, you better not be drinking because I don't want no BS because of your drinking problems and stuff like that. So he was like, okay, I won't, blah, blah, blah. But that's what he ended up doing. So I got pissed off and whatever. And I was like, you know what? He wants to do whatever he wants to do. Okay, then I'm going to pretend that I'm going to act like I'm single. So that's what I did. And then eventually, I guess we ended up breaking up. But I feel like we never actually physically broke up. But I considered it over, like, that same, like, after a few days. He was doing it constantly. So then, around early January of 2017, my boyfriend pops up at the church. Well, the guy I'm dating right now, so my boyfriend pops up. We meet. So it's been like a few months, almost a few months, and at this point, they added a new group to the youth group, and it was Asher's, and that color was white. And eventually they moved me because my team leader from Issachar, or my co-team leader from Issachar, they told her to move to that group. So she was like, hey, you want to come? I was like, sure, because Issachar at that time was all boys, and me and her were the only girls. So I was like, sure, why not? It's not going to kill me or anything. So, yeah. And they gave me a white little thingy, like, thread thingy, I don't know, to put on my wrist. So people knew that I was from that team type of way. And so then he comes. After the service, I got introduced by him. Well, they introduced me to him. And my brother, but my brother is irrelevant. It's just me and my boyfriend in the story. So then, yeah. So they introduce us. We shake hands. He said that he saw the white thing, but I don't remember it being visible because I had a jacket on. And so, yeah, and then there's other people who actually supposedly invited them, was in a different group. And usually what's the case is that if someone invites someone, they had to go with them in that group. But in this case, they allowed them to choose because it was going to be like a petty argument type of way between them. And so the pastor was like, you guys could choose. And then my boyfriend was like, oh, Team Asher, because, you know, he was like Team Asher. So then his brother came along with us to our group as well because they were together. So they both came. And so my boyfriend was like Team Asher. So yeah, and then I was like, oh, you know, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And at this time, for the youth group to communicate, we had this app called Telegram. So that same night, he texted me on Telegram privately, was like, hey, you know what we're going to do next week? I was like, no, like, you know. And, like, he didn't say hi or anything. He was just like, I think he did. I think he was like, hey, I'm just wondering what I'm going to do next week. I was like, no. Like, oh, he was like, oh, okay, blah, blah, blah. And from that day, we started talking. And, yeah, that's kind of, like, how we end up here. Where we're at now, but not really. And so the way I got this teddy bear, I'm gonna tell you. So around, I think it was early February, the teen youth group thingy-majigger, we went to a mall. Not gonna say what mall. Well, yeah, I know I live in Houston. So we went to the Galleria, and I didn't know my brother was dating this girl from our team either. And so that girl, like, we went to the Galleria Mall to do a scavenger hunt type of deal. Like, not really a scavenger hunt, like, to find items, but, like, we went to, it was like a scavenger hunt, but, like, with pictures. So technically, like, you know, the Sleepover movie, the one with the girls, the one almost like Mean Girls type of way, and that Sleepover movie, it was kind of like that, but instead of, like, a sleepover scavenger hunt, it was like the church scavenger hunt. So we had to go to different stores, find this item, take a picture of it, or like we would at one point they had to buy ice cream cone from McDonald's because I was like, this place from an ice cream shop, buy an ice cream cone, and they had to go up to a random person and be like, hey, I'm a unicorn, and then go like that to their head or to their, I don't know, like that. I think that, yeah, their head. And that had to be recorded. But the one I got was pretending to put on lipstick, right? So I had to do that. That was embarrassing because he kept looking at me every time. And then he had to go inside a hat store and put on a hat. When I saw that picture later on, I was like, damn, you know, my heart melted. Because one thing I didn't mention was that when we met, like, we didn't know each other at all. Like, we barely even knew our name. Like, when we made eye contact, I had a really, really, like, strong feeling for him. I was like, what the fuck? Like, my heart was beating. I feel like I was shaking. I feel like my face was red. I don't know. Like, I had a feeling. I was like, he's the freaking one, you know, for me type of way. And he told me, eventually told me that he had felt the same way. I was like, really? Like, what? You know, type of way? I was surprised. I was like, nobody told me that before, that they had that type of feeling for me. And I used to have that type of feeling. I had it once before I had that feeling with my boyfriend. But that didn't really end well. But I feel like this one's working out pretty well. Even though we have our ups and downs. But yeah, I feel like it's working out pretty well. And so, yeah, like, I felt so speechless. I was like, whoa, type of way. And that same day in the mall, my brother's girlfriend was like, oh, are you two dating? I was like, because I wasn't sure. Like, I wasn't 100% sure because, like, he didn't ask me out. I didn't ask him out official. So I was like, no, you know. And then he asked me if I wanted a teddy bear because I had told him when we first started talking that I wanted a teddy bear for Valentine's Day, right? And so, but I was just joking around about that. But then he had asked me, I was like, yeah, I still want one. And then, but I was also joking around about that. But I had a so serious face. I was like, yeah, I still want one. Why? He was like, because I'm gonna buy you one for Valentine's Day. I was like, really? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh, you know, type of way. I was like, oh. So yeah, that was the case. And then I had told him after he left, like we went back to the church, and after he left the church, I texted him. I was like, "Hey, this girl." I said the girl's name. I was like, "Oh, she asked if we're dating," and he was like, "What did you tell her?" I was like, "No." And he's like, "Why didn't you tell her the truth?" I was like, "What is the truth?" Because he never physically said, in no way or form, he was like, "Do you want to go out with me? Like, do you want to be my girlfriend or anything?" So I was like, "What's the truth?" He was like, "We are." I was like, "But you never officially asked me out." So this boy, like, it made me like, it was cringy in a way, but like at the same time, like I feel like I was blushing, and it wasn't embarrassing because I was still at the church. And he texted me with my full name. He's like, "Do you want to be my girlfriend? Would you want to be my girlfriend?" I was like, my heart. I was like, yeah, like I was like, I kind of wish she did it in person type of way, but I was like, I can't wait no longer. I need him. I still feel the connection, even though I don't know what we are or anything at the time. It's like I'm still feeling this connection. So I was like, yeah. I was like, I didn't even say yeah. I was like, yeah, yes, I would want to be your girlfriend. He was like, okay. So then we were like all happy and stuff, and yeah, guys, that's kind of the story. And then, oh, my ex, I posted this bear on my Snapchat with the chocolates that I came with, and then I was like I just posted the picture. He was like, "Oh, why don't you go out with another guy? Do whatever the fuck." So in a way, I guess he thought that we were still dating, even though I got this 4 days after after Valentine's Day. My ex at the time was like, "Oh." I was like, "Who wants to be my Valentine?" or something like that. He's like, "Oh, I thought I was gonna be. It was obvious." Blah blah blah. I was like, "Well, you never asked me, like." He was like, "Well, I thought I didn't have to ask you." Blah blah blah. I was like, well, whatever. I was like, kind of like F you type of way. Like at that moment, after like the first time he started causing problems, I was like, I was acting single, so I was like, I don't care about him really type of way. Like I cared, but I didn't care. Like I didn't care if he was trying to tell me like, oh, it's over. Do you type of way. Because like he then eventually, I guess he's kind of got like depressed and he started acting suicidal at times. And I was like, I'm not like, oh, just because you're my ex, I'm gonna be go ahead and kill yourself. I was like, no. He posted himself on Snapchat. I was like, dude, don't do it. Like you're being petty in a way. I was trying to tell him. And so then this is where like I feel like y'all gonna be like criticizing me in a type of way. I'm like, okay, that wasn't working to me being nice to him, like, oh, don't do it. People here in this world care about you type of way. So then I started calling him baby. He was like, well, blah, blah, blah. So that's why I feel like y'all criticize me a little bit, because I was calling him babe and stuff and trying to be sweet and nice to him while I was dating the other dude. But like I didn't feel so guilty because like it was just like a few days, and like yeah, I had hella freaking feelings for this dude, but like I was like, I can't, like I would have felt guilty the rest of my life if something had happened to him because of me, So that's why I did that. And so yeah, guys, I feel like that's kind of wraps up everything. And the reason I did a story time mainly is because like I also always usually end up sitting down in all my videos just talking and rambling about random stuff, and I was like, why can't I just not ramble about my life and my relationships type of way? And so yeah, that's what I did. I hope you guys liked it. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And thank you guys so much for watching my video. And see y'all in my next video. Bye.